So pretty much the biggest powers in the world, China, Germany, and the USA, all declared war on the British and the Japanese. So yeah, this is probably not going to go too well for at least the British and Japanese. But we'll see what happens. Also, Angola is involved, so they actually might get eaten up here. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Now, the British were already involved in a second war with the Portuguese and Spanish. This might really mess them up. Obviously, this is going to mess them up. They possibly could lose Gibraltar. It's definitely possible that they could lose Gibraltar. Yes, Spain desires Gibraltar. Spain also wants some of the French lands, so we might even see possibly Spain get both Gibraltar and some French territory. It'd be very, very interesting to see a late game Spain, a strong late game Spain. Usually they don't do too well anything above the Victorian era. Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize that Brazil pieced out with Argentina, and Argentina has become Chile pretty much. Argentina has almost become exactly Chile. Besides this province, I believe, that is almost exactly Chile. A little bit further north, yeah, they would need a few more provinces north to be Chile, but yeah, oh my goodness. That's pretty cool. Either way, Paraguay still exists, surprisingly enough. Also, the Brazilian... Oh, are the Brazilians also in this war? They are. Oh, man. So, you know what? The British might lose a ton. I actually could see maybe Brazil dropping off a few troops and going after Belize as well as the British West Indies. So, again, we're going to see Brazil. They're pretty much under... They pretty much have almost full control over Latin America. Now, Venezuela has an alliance with Cuba, so they will contribute a little bit, but Brazil, I think, has naval superiority, so they can stop anyone from the Caribbean from getting onto South American mainland. Either way, this is going to be pretty interesting as Brazil continues to grow in strength. We're seeing all these powers go further and further. The Soviets are not involved, right? Yeah, so the Soviets are not involved, so we might see the Soviets maybe try something while all these powers are at war with each other. Now, this was a war from China to change the Japanese government type. The Chinese are already at 1 war score at the moment. It's pretty much just Japan and all of the British colonial powers. France was involved or is involved in the other wars. British will not be able to call in some of their smaller allies. Some of their smaller allies in the British Indies. Or I guess, I'm sorry, in British India. I'm very surprised. Actually, not that surprised, but China is fighting like a 2-front war right now. Are the Japanese dropping off any troops? No. Now, luckily, which I think could save them, is the British and the Japanese forces. They both combined to have the biggest, by far, navy in the world. If the British can get their forces and their ships over here quick enough, they don't even need to get all of them. They just need to give Japan a little bit more strength. Then, yeah, China will not have any luck trying to invade Japanese mainland. However, if their guard is down, oh, the Dutch are going to try this again. If their guard is down, then yeah, China will sneak over. There's not that much. Really, it wouldn't take much time at all if you were in, the South Korean Sea to send over a 90 stack. Now, luckily, I believe the Chinese, for some reason, the AI really doesn't build more than about 90 transport ships, so they're only going to be able to relocate about 90 troops towards the Japanese mainland. That is going to be a big benefit to the Japanese because obviously, boom, you've got multiple stacks of 90, 3 stacks of 90 almost, that can, wipe those guys out. So they would have to sit here for actually a lot longer, even if it is so... Well, actually, Japan has... Well, they have a fleet kind of... I don't know if they're protecting trade or kind of blockading or whatever it may be. So, we'll see. I don't even see where the Japanese fleet is at. Oh, that's pretty big. Japan fighting off some of the, some Papa and Australia fleet. They actually also, yeah, they also have something that needs to be, Wait a second, why? No, they were not fighting Papa. They have Papa on their side, maybe. I don't know who they were fighting. Either way, I forgot about these guys too. All the colonies will provide a lot more ship value. So, a lot of, like a full blockade over the Chinese coast might be able to keep this war score low enough. Let's see how that goes. -14 war score for the British against Portugal and Spain. Angola is going to get their butt kicked. And I really am curious to see if Brazil is going to maybe try to get off Latin America and go to Belize or go to the British West Indies. Still very excited to see exactly how the Soviets are going to, the Soviets and Scandinavia, powers that definitely are growing in strength, but they're still trying to figure it all out. Is Italy involved? Italy's not involved. So Italy, Scandinavia, and the Soviets, all kind of these like just out of the world power category. I would say that they're just out of that classification. I don't think we can classify them that way that much just yet. So I think Italy might be going after possibly Romania soon. Do they desire more of these lands? Yes, they do. They desire Romanian lands, but they mainly desire Turkey. Thing about Turkey is I believe he's allied to, well, he used to be allied to the British. Oh, they're allied to the Soviets. Soviets are allied to Germany. And Turkey's also allied to France. And the French, it would ultimately be the French colonies that really hurts Italy. So Italy might need to wait and just attack Romania. He can probably deal with Bulgaria, Romania, and Belarus. I'm thinking, oh, is Denmark also involved? Oh, yeah, Denmark. Well, yeah, I mean, still very, very small powers. Nothing really too big to worry about, I think. Nothing too much. Mexico. See, there we go. Mobilization of North America. It's begun. So Mexico's attacked Guatemala, which will bring the Mexico-Panama border a little bit closer together. Oh, they're allied to Panama, but Panama's not involved in this war. Still, nonetheless, this is a very smart move from Mexico. You know, and something that I didn't think about, it might not be North America. It might not be the USA that decided to kind of create this instability in North America. I bet you anything, it's actually Brazil and Brazil's dominance in Latin America. I don't know if the USA feels threatened because they are still technically allied to each other and they like each other a lot. But nonetheless, the USA might be feeling the war threat that's looming to the south. So maybe that's why the USA declared war in Mexico, broke up the kind of the time of peace, and now Mexico's attacking Guatemala. After the Guatemala attack, I don't know. It's going to be interesting because Panama has 2 allies now, right? No, they're no longer allied to Venezuela. See, these Central powers, these Central American powers could rise up and be, I think, a pretty big threat to Brazil if it was Venezuela, Panama, and Mexico. But I don't even know if I want that. I want to see what Brazil is going to do as this powerful force. I want to see what's going to happen. Okay, anyways, how is the Chinese doing? Chinese are pretty much dominating British India, as well as they pretty much have almost all of the Japanese Asian mainland controlled. There's a 214 stack of ships. Oh, and America's blockading. I completely forgot about America. They were the wild card. Panama is now going after Guatemala, but it might be too late. I think Mexico has most of the occupations. We'll see. The Dutch actually have 6 war score now. British have -9 with Portugal, and we have China with 10 over Japan. A lot of that might be because of blockades, probably a few battles, and obviously the occupations as well, but I don't think the occupations are giving up that much. They're just trying to change the government type, so I don't know how much that's really going to cost them. And what kind of government is the Japanese? That's what we should have checked. What government type are the Japanese? Is it because they're non-communist or something? Empire? Is it because of Japanese? They are an empire. It'd probably be better if I just look at, I don't know if I'm smoking crack here. Probably look very dumb. But I think they are not... Oh, geez. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. I thought it was going to crash. Yeah, so I believe in terms of government types, yes, they're just an absolute monarchy. Okay. And the Chinese probably want to change them to a constitutional republic, since that's also what China is. This is a good time to check on some of the government types, actually. So let's go ahead and do that. Dutch Republic, okay. We've got a colonial government in mostly Africa. What's Brazil, too? Constitutional Republic, we've got the USA at, let's see if they're still the same. Yes, Parliamentary Presidential Republic. I think that's still the same. Constitutional Republic. We've got Canada at a Parliamentary Non-Presidential Republic. So Germany and the USA are the same. That would explain why they're allied and why they're so close. Well, I mean, they're almost the same. I mean, Germany is non-presidential. What is Turkey? Turkey is a constitutional republic. We've got the British parliamentary constitutional monarchy. And the Soviets, at this point in the game, are the only socialist state, which is interesting. Oh, what are the Scandinavians? Oh, constitutional monarchy. Okay. Nonetheless, Soviets the only socialist state in the world at the moment, which is interesting. Anyways, okay. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a few people. Oh, you know what? Guatemala might get eaten more by Panama here than Mexico. Well, actually, they're probably going to get both equally eaten. Mexico's going to... Yep. And here goes the Panama peace deal, I'm pretty sure. Any time, any second now. I don't think Guatemala has anything else under their control, right? There it is. Boom. Central America is going to look interesting. Although these two are allied, I can't see them being allied for that much longer. There's got to be some border friction that will occur. Are we seeing it yet? Border friction only -3. They do desire some provinces, but not many yet. So a Panama-Mexico alliance, if this stays up, could be interesting, kind of holding back the Brazilians. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but it still might be kind of interesting. The Brazilians could always call on the USA and really dominate if they wanted to, though. That's the thing. China's at negative or plus 12. Yeah, and British India is getting their butt kicked. They pretty much have no chance. Although, you know, the only reason why I think Germany is able to fight this two-front war so successfully is because of Germany, not because of the Chinese. The Chinese are only able to fight this two-front war because of the Germans, I think. Not necessarily because of the Chinese themselves. So I think that's definitely causing a much easier time for China. Now, have they been able to launch an attack into Japanese mainland? No, not yet. Not yet. It still looks like the Japanese could probably destroy some American ships. I don't know why they're not doing that. 75 stack. They could probably go after that. Although, at the same time, you're probably going to see some Chinese reinforcements from ships off the coast as well. So, I don't think they're going to want to... I really don't think they're going to want to engage in something like that. It probably won't go so well. Italy versus England. So everyone's declaring war in England, interestingly enough. Italy's doing this by themselves. This is an Italian-British colonial war. Interesting. I'm saying that too. Stop, Drew. Stop. No more interesting. It's not interesting. It's not that interesting. I need to tell myself that more often. It's not that interesting, Drew. Stop it. So I'm guessing, I don't know if they want to expand the Italian Somaliland or what. Oh, did the Saudis join in? They did. This is actually a really smart move by the Italians. Actually, I don't know now. I forgot that France is also involved, and France is bringing in all of their allies, and maybe this isn't the best. I don't know. I don't really know how much strength Italy has gained. Italy has gained. I'm guessing they had to have gained quite a bit of strength, taking over all of Greece, and then taking over a nice majority of the Balkan states. Is Spain involved in this war? Oh, that's separately. But France is trying to do something. I don't know. It really depends on how much damage is being done to British India and British Persia. I don't know how much damage has been done to the British military. I'm assuming that if Italy thinks that they're stronger, then there has to... I'm guessing the British probably lost a lot of manpower, a lot of forces. Probably not doing as well. Nonetheless, though, the colonies are probably pretty strong still. Cape Colony, British East Africa, places like that, Rhodesia, probably still pretty powerful. Yeah, because Angola is getting their butt kicked. So they're not able to handle that well. Oh, another war. Soviets versus the Japanese. Okay, so the Soviets probably didn't declare the smartest of wars. I figured they'd do something else. This was a great time for the Soviets to attack Scandinavia. Have attacked Scandinavia. Just call in Estonia. Why not? Or Turkey. Somebody give you a little bit of an extra hand. But either way, I think we could call this a world war now. I don't know what world... Are we on the 4th World War now? Or what? I mean, it really depends because some people haven't classified some of the world wars that I've said. Some people are like, this isn't really a world war, Drew. And I kind of get that. But I would say this is kind of a world war. I think this is World War V or something that we're on. 2029. It's not like, yeah, I mean, we've got quite a bit going on. I mean, let's still count the Central American War. That's still everything that has happened during the Chinese government change of Japan. All the wars that have occurred during this one conflict, I think, could be classified under World War V. So yeah, I think so. Actually, technically, you know, this British war versus this colonial war versus Iberia started before. So maybe that was the start of World War V. It was a very small one. It was leading up to World War V, but this is actually the moment it started. Yeah, something like that. Oh, yeah. Defining virtual world wars through a game. Very fun. Either way. So, yeah, British Persia is going to be fully occupied, and Italy is actually having just a blast of a time, I'm guessing, taking over and doing some damage to British Persia as well. But Italian Somaliland, once again, being majorly affected by this whole thing. Surprised they haven't risen up. Well, they haven't risen up because they've been getting so destroyed. Still, they've been getting destroyed so much that you'd think that they would probably feel pretty upset. Like, this land does not know anything else but being fully occupied by the British. Like, this should just become British Somaliland because they've been occupied by so many times. Oh, Spain's been separate pieced. So you know what? The British might have a chance here. They also didn't lose Gibraltar in that separate piece, which is pretty surprising. Italy grabbed Corsica. That'd be cool to see Italy grab a hold of Corsica, Sardinia, and Sicily. Forgot that Malta was controlled by the British too. Yeah, so that is also a thing. British Manan, fully occupied pretty much. One province still left. We've got a huge Italian force coming across the Arabian Peninsula to contribute a little bit more. So I'm thinking a peace deal is going to occur very soon because obviously this lag here is showing us that something is going to happen soon. Ooh, look at all these smaller British or Indian states at war with each other while the British are kind of in a very complicated mess. That might lead to some interesting results, definitely. Yeah, I mean, either way, this is going to be fun. I'm not sure what is going to happen. Not sure if the British are going to lose a bunch here, but this is huge. Maybe the Chinese are going to continue to grow in power, and maybe we'll see like an ultimate like World War 7 or 8. We're going to see the Chinese and the Germans just go at it. Maybe. I don't know. It's unlikely now because they like each other, but we'll see. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.